Hey guys, and welcome to another video on money making with the Necromancy skill. In this episode, we are going to go and kill one of the higher level boss monsters. Not so much a boss, but more of a slave creature, and it's going to be the normal Skeletal Wyverns. Now, later on, we'll be doing a video on the living Wyverns, the more sort of updated and higher level ones. But for now, I wanted to see if the lesser version are even more money or if they're profitable by themselves, like we've seen with baby dragons and the normal dragon bones. So in terms of an info, it's a bit different, it's a bit more high tech. I am going to try melee and see how we get on, but obviously with Skeletal Wyverns and the sort of level they are, I'm pretty sure mage and range, whatever setup you want to take, it'll be pretty decent. If you are level over though, make sure to focus on the Wyvern's weaknesses and whatever type it is, and get your best armor for that. I'm thinking anything over sort of 70-80 power armor will be more than enough to handle them. You might need to bank, but it should be too bad because it's quite near a fairy ring, so utilize a portable fairy ring. In terms of an info, I'm going to take 2 Elder Overload Salves. If you don't have the Solve version, you'll need to take a Wormfire Potion if you're going to use a two-hander, which is what you should be using. The Salves do contain this though, so if you didn't have it, just take a Worm Potion and an Overload, or an Extreme, depending on what setup you're rocking. Excalibur just for some HP, the Magic Note Paper because I'm going to get a bonus gun for my info. I took an Aggression Potion just because I think we'll want the aggression, it makes it more AFK. Spring Cleaner because I'll drop some rune items, and a portable fairy ring because that'll take us very close, quickest way to get there. So we'll activate the fairy ring and we'll put in the destination. So it's mud skip point, and off we go. So if we just run up to the dungeon here, again, these wyverns are in one of the oldest sorts of areas of the game, and the ice dungeon is where you do the nice sword. It's something which I don't think's really been updated. We'll find out when we go down. But it's a very nostalgic area, which you remember from the early days when you're doing your early quests. Now, wyverns do have a Slayer level link to them, and it's now quite handy that we've got the room straight in there. We're going to take a Solve, and we're going to do an Aggression Potion. Wyvern bones do also have another use. They are used in the Super Prayer Potions, so they do have multiple uses as well. So the wyverns are weak to fire spells, so if you are a lower level, fire spells can be a big help. In GE price that we're talking in a minute is 20k per bone. Now down here or down the dungeon is where you'll find the living wyverns. Now that'll be something we'll try another time, but we're just going to go and test this as well. So what I did for the baby dragon bones was to do an hour, and then we went from there and just sort of tested how many kills we got, what the bone prices was, and where we went from there. So I'll get killing these wyverns and I'll come back with how many kills we've done in the 6-minute overload dose, along with what sort of profit we've got. The baby dragon bones set the standard at 800k. Let's see if the wyvern bones can beat it. So now towards the end of that overload dose, some things I would say, I believe you can take a cannon here if you can. Definitely do that because that will help massively. It will help with the aggression as well. If you've got mage, sit in the middle, and things like chain and stuff like that means you won't have to move. Especially if you've got the updated bone crusher as well, you'll literally just sit in the middle of the room. In terms of melee, by far not the most optimal. Range and mage will be a lot quicker. We did get 42 bones. Now, if I was to price check that in the info, that's 860k, which is very similar to what we got with the dragon bones. Now, I'm just going to test the margin on one of them. As you saw with the baby dragons, that's sort of a lot higher than what the GE said. There we go. So, in a minute, I mentioned this in a previous video, because of the hype around the bones are actually crashing to a point. It doesn't mean that you can't stock on these for yourselves. Like I think with the baby dragons, you need about 5k for a good start to necromancy. And I think for wyvern bones, maybe a couple k as well, similar to dragon bones. And I don't think you really need much more than that. All the hype around necromancy made these bones skyrocket. And now they're slowly starting to go back to relatively normal prices. Even though, because the wyvern bones have some use in herb lore, there'll still be a decent price. That's still 18,228. And I do think using mage and range, you will sort of increase this sort of kills per hour. I think with mage and range, you'll be over 50 quite comfortably because it's not too hard. But what I'll do, I will just sell these for the standard price. Actually, I'll take a couple of GP from it. But yeah, I really think mage and range will really add like another 10-15 kills on per hour. Just because you're not running around going to the monsters just to attack them. In terms of kill per hour as well, 40 in the 6th dose, you're looking about 500, which is pretty good to be fair if you're going to make and get the bones yourself. Even if these weren't being used for necromancy, if these bones sort of settle around a 15k sort of price, super prayers are expensive and they are always in demand. Wyvern bones could be a decent money maker just without necromancy as well. But again, definitely go give them a try. If you're going to go get the bones for yourself, that's how I do them. I'd definitely go take a mage setup, cannon if possible, or take an aggression potion and just sit in there. and get that by itself. If you don't have the updated Bone Crusher for the Ark, I would make that a priority. There's going to be a couple of months now to get ready for Necromancy, and if you're especially going to go and hunt your own bones, that will save you so much time and make things a lot more AFK. You can basically just sit there and check on your invo every now and then, and it'll definitely be beneficial. So if you haven't got that, definitely do it. It's only going to be like a week or so AFK in some bamboo to get the chimes, and the Taju, you just need to go and do some Uncharted Islands, which won't be too bad as long as like you got the supplies and the chimes and stuff. But I would definitely do that. It was one of my favorite upgrades before Necromancy, but now like I'm hunting bones and trying to like top up on bones, it's even better than what it was. So yeah, definitely recommend that. But that is the Wyverns. 18k a bone means we're just under sort of 700k for that sort of overload dose. So you could roughly say the Wyverns are still about 7 mil per hour, which is still very good. And it's still like AFK money, which is what we're after for all these accounts, is the main and the noob. AFK money while you can go and play another account is what you're always after. It's nice and easy as well. And if you don't feel like playing and properly going for some high profit bosses, a bit of AFK time while you do something else is what we're looking for. But I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, I've got a couple more to cover for the bones. We're going to be doing a couple more of the high tiered ones very soon, because I think they need to be looked at, because they're the ones really skyrocketing. Things like Addy Dragons, Rune Dragons, Dragonkin. Don't think I need to do Frost Dragons because I've got a Frost Dragon video. If you haven't seen it, I'll try and link it. But I think, especially for now, we'll keep going through those high tier bones. Especially for Rune Dragons and Addy as well, we'll do a sort of like a Addy Rune Dragon Slayer video, tied into a task, show you what we do, and then go from there. But if you have enjoyed, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again very soon for a new video.